Alright, jumping right back into Final Fantasy 12. So we actually just escaped the explosion of the Leviathan. So that's great. And now we need to head to the Gareth lands, Osmone Plain. I guess they live beyond Osmone Plain, but what we're actually going to do is we're going to do a lot of side quests here. So let's see what's up. The guards were running about like mad the other day. I heard a rumor that it had something to do with the sinking of the Imperial fleet. I haven't heard a word since. What do you suppose happened? I couldn't help but overhear. You're leaving to find the Gareth? Well, I happen to know the way. You first need to pass through Giza Plains. From Giza, continue south and you should come to the Gareth village. Whatever your errand there, good luck. The other day I tripped and bumped into an Imperial. Normally I'd count myself lucky to get away with a harsh scolding, but it didn't even stop to look at me. Just ran off like nothing had happened. I wonder what was going on to make him act like that. The rains have come to Giza. You'd be surprised how the land changes if you weren't expecting it. The boss has me mapping the place out. Anything useful? Well, the most important thing I found out is that the rains opened a passage leading to Osmone Plain. Hey there, hear about any juicy marks, boy? I'm looking for the parts which you need to make serpent wine. Don't want to be beaten to the punch, least of all by the likes of you. Vane was scheduled to make an inspection of the bazaar, but it was cancelled for some reason. I wonder what could have happened. I thought about stalking wares from the village on Giza Plains, but then I heard it was the rains. Not a soul to be found there. The bazaar is one of the few places in Rabanastre where people can go to let off steam. Can almost forget the constant watch we're under. Almost. Have you made it to the shop to look at the bazaar goods yet? If not, you really ought to. Oh, and thanks once again. Nana cheese, interests you in a wheel, my boy? I set off for the Gareth village to seek about stocking some of their wares, but I got lost on the way and barely made it back. I'm fairly sure I had the right directions, south through the Giza Plains, then southwest across Osmone Plain, but I didn't get very far. Welcome to the Muthru Bazaar. Finest goods in all Rabanastre. Deals not to be missed. Out hunting monsters these days, are ya? Better than your old work with the Imperials, I suppose, but still dangerous enough. Monsters fight just like me or you. They go after the one they hate the most first. Like how we might go for a poisonous monster, you know? And there's nothing monsters hate more than healing. You remember that. Just might come in handy. My friend's here in the foulest of moods. Moogle this and Sluicegate Key that. He's going at it something fierce. Oh, Sluicegate Key. I could use one of those. I used to be a sky pirate myself. I remember this one time I was deep inside a huge cavern looking for some treasure. Just when I thought I'd found me some loot, out jumps the horriblest monster you ever did see. Get the shivers just thinking on it. So this is actually, these make more sense as you go through. I think he's talking about Zerdan caverns. Yeah, there is a monster there, and it is strong. Well, monster sort of. Vaughn, I haven't seen you around the city much these days. What have you been doing? Nothing too dangerous, I hope. I'm sorry, it's really none of my business, but sometimes I think about Rex and I get worried for you. Be careful, okay? Hey, it's Vieira. I cannot pronounce that. Hello, I am called Kitjin. I left my home and came to Rabanastre only quite recently. I have yet to learn my way around. I have been hoping to find someone I might speak with. Should you like to talk again, it would please me greatly. Oh yeah, there's I think there's a side quest here, like an unmarked quest. Before we do that though, I reckon this is one of the best views down into Lowtown you'll find from the city streets. Watch your purse if you're heading out of the bazaar. The place is thick with thieves. I'm all for the Mooglin, don't misunderstand me, but sometimes I wonder, what's in it for them? Fair. Hey Vaughn, I heard you're the one who saved Penelo from that lousy bunch of Bonga. You've really come a long way from hunting rats down in the sewers. Nice work. I heard there's some kids down in Lowtown Well, want to be sky pirates. Waste of time if you ask me. Dreaming about something won't never happen. Hey mister, you want to hear about the history of Rabanastre? It won't cost you much. What, I gotta eat too, you know? Let's see, 1 gil ought to do it. Oh yeah, this is cool. Have you ever heard of King Wraithwall? He's an ancestor of the Dalmasca family from a long, long time ago. He was a leader of unrivaled wisdom and a warrior of peerless fortitude. At least that's what my folks told me. They say he even had a powerful Gigas that had to do whatever he said, and that the Gigas still guards his tomb to this day. I don't know if that part about the Gigas is true or not, but it was something mighty strong. Anyways, that's kind of cool. Have you heard? They say Vane's been called back to Arcades, that he may already have left. Do you suppose he's in some kind of trouble? The Imperial fleet en route to Rabanastre simply vanished into thin air? What could have happened? Well, while back, there was a rumor kicking around that Bosch was alive and in Bujerba. Turned out to be lies, of course. Who'd start a rumor like that? Miguel was back to his old jolly self again, though he seems a bit wistful, I suppose is the word, like a father whose children have flown the nest. I haven't found a better way to make money than selling the loot and equipment I get from my hunts. If there is a better way, let me know. I mean, come to think of it, I don't know if there actually is. The other day I saw some wounded Imperials being carried through here. They haven't said what it was all about, though. There are rumors aplenty. It's the rains in Giza again, but not to worry, the dry will be back soon enough. Hey Vaughn, I haven't seen you around town much lately, and now that I think of it, I haven't seen Pinello around either. So just what have you two been up to, huh? Came to the East End to do some shopping, but there are so many shops I don't know where to begin. My friend here says there are 529,412 cobblestones in the southern plaza around the corner, not including the tiles in the fountain. But even with the stones by the city gates, of course he could be counting the flagstones, too. That would be another matter altogether. Orders come down to buy new armor, but there's no mention of just what to be buying. Mystic armor raises magic potency, heavy armor will make you stronger, and of course, light armor gets you healthy as an Oryx. Which to choose? Which to choose? Alright, let's see what Miguel is up to. When I was growing up, I heard all manner of stories about the great Hume King, Wraithwall. South of Giza Plains, that's the northern tip of Kirwan. You'll find races you've never even seen in Dalmasca down that way. They lost contact with the Imperial fleet out of West Rabanastre. They wouldn't have flown into Yacht, would they? That would be suicide. That's such a convenient answer too. Saying, oh yeah, they flew into Yacht accidentally. Relations between Arcadia and Rosaria haven't been good. The Rosarians couldn't have been glad to see Rabanastre fall to Arcadia. Making trouble with the Imperials, sneaking into the sewers, never know which way the winds blow with you, my boy. Now you're traveling the world. I won't try to stop you, though. Just you be sure to look after Pinello while you're at it, eh? Alright, well let's sell a few things here. Oh, solid stones sell for quite a bit. Yeah, I could buy grimoires or anything like that. I'm gonna hold off for now. Just for now. I might buy some weapons, maybe some gambits. Can't say as I know for certain it's Lord Vane's doing, but the guards do seem to be getting on better with people than they used to. You can be sure the guards aren't too pleased by it. I'd hate to be whoever or whatever they're taking their frustrations out on. It's Cheryl. Couldn't have been more than a few days ago now. I was out surveying the borderlands when I caught sight of something that chilled my blood. My commander said to pay it no mind, but I can't stop thinking about it. Something has to be done, of that I'm sure. Sure, we call them all monsters, but not all are created equal. Plenty will keep to their business if you keep to yours. Of course, if you go pick in a fight, don't be surprised if they fight back. So many weapons, so little gil. Psh, what about all those pelts and fangs from the monsters you've killed? You know, the loot, Kupo? That's worth plenty of gil. I know, but it seems such a waste to just sell it all. Nonsense. You're only making things harder for yourself, Kupo. Why line your purse with loot when you could line it with gil instead? But there's more to it than that. The more loot you sell, the more bizarre goods you're like to come across. Bizarre goods can be anything from sets of items at discounted prices to rare pieces of equipment you won't see anywhere else, Kupo. Nice. Alright. I'm curious what... What do you have equipped for Fran right now? Avis Killer. The license for the Esperbellius has been added to the license board. Only one character can obtain this license. When a character obtains the license, it will be removed from the boards for all other characters. The second board license has been added to the license board. Characters who have earned the second board license can access an additional license board. So if you get like Bellius, you get another license board. I think, right? Or is it... Oh, no, it's just for everyone. Oh, that's so interesting. I thought it was you had to... I was wrong. I thought you had to actually get Bellius. That's pretty cool, actually. Alright, so I'm going to buy a longbow because that seems really good. I mean, look at all that damage. Burning bow would have been insane, but now it matters less, I'll say. Although I probably could, I mean, not to get crazy. I probably could, you know, I don't know, like, farm it better, I guess is what I'll say. Oh, also party-wise. Yep, I think that's good. Oh wait, oh, does that remove the quickening? I didn't realize. Curious. So he has Assassin's Dagger. Could get the Chopper. One hit sap seems good. We'll get it. Hey, it's the Chopper. Love that. I think that's all we need because this is our main party for the side quests. So we should be good. A lot of preparation, just like Balthier said in the last episode. It wouldn't do to leave without being prepared. Rain may fall and sandstorms may whirl, but I've not seen anything to match the coming of the rains in Giza. The village is empty, and I'd swear the lay of the land itself seems to change. Neither the time nor the place to find yourself lost. Gotta have proper protection before striking out looking for adventure, but be sure to pick armor that's right for you. That means finding a piece you have the license to equip. Having armor you can't wear is no better than having no armor at all. Did you ever notice the guard on the second floor of the Sand Sea? I think he may have been caught loafing about on the job. Now he's been moved over to Ygrir's magics, but I doubt that'll make any difference. We have a fine assortment of armors. Alright, what do we got going on? We got light armor 4. I mean, that looks good. I think that's fine. I don't know. 1 strength for 4 defense seems decent. But then again, I'm kind of just thinking, like, you know, like, it seems decent. I hear there's a Imperial by Ugri's Magics. I was loafing about. Where'd he go? Maybe he's in Ugri's Magics? There he is. What are you staring at? Come to have a good laugh, have ya? Blast that rumor. The whole bloomin' town's talking about it. But they got it all wrong. I was given orders to stand watch at this shop. That's why I don't get over to the Sandsea as much as before, right? He's got a drink with him. That's crazy. You see that Imperial just there? Word is he was caught ducking his duties in the Sandsea in order to stand watch here instead. Wanted to try out me magics, so I head down to Osmone Plain. Saw me a Garifin, being as you don't see him every day. I followed him. Along the way, we passes this cave, and curiosity gets the better of me. So I steps in, but the beast's in there. You best not even know. The Garif kept right on past that cave, and he had the right of it. If you plan to dabble in magic, you'll need to be wary of elementals. They won't normally bother you, but they're sensitive to magics. When they sense the working of magics nearby, they react by attacking the caster with magics of their own, and they're frightfully powerful. Welcome to Ugri's Magics. Do we already have everything? We do. Good for us. So fun to just hear the talk about town. Ain't got nothing to do ever since the parade. There aren't hardly any people visiting the city. A pickpocket's no good without pockets to pick. Innocently walking past the Sandsea I was when a sudden thirst seized me, but I ain't a-going in. Gotta save my gill. He actually says that at the beginning of the game. He might not change. Let's go to the technique shop. When it comes to techniques, no adventurer worth his salt would leave home without Libra. If you plan on fighting monsters, it's a must. Libra lets you see how tough your foe is before you fight, so you can decide if you're an even match. It will also show you a foe's weaknesses, but it won't work on every monster out there. Particularly difficult foes are immune to Libra, and there is another secret as well. I think the other secret is just traps. Want a word of advice from an old adventurer, boy? Don't squander your gil on techniques you've not got the license to use yet. Best earn your licenses out fighting first, then come buy what you need. Techniques are skills that let you do things no magics can. Stealing treasures from your foes, staunching wounds. Well, you should know. There's no better way to test yourself than taking on a new hunt. You never know when a bill might be posted, so be sure to keep an eye out. My friend here was just telling me about the Sleeka Wood, a great forest that lies beyond the desert, even the mountains. It was once part of the kingdom of Nabradia, but no one has claimed to it since Nabradia's fall. So that is actually an area we're going to, I believe. Hey, Traveler. Love that. Now we're broke. You know, that's how it goes. Let's go to the Sandsea. This is the area we need to go anyways. The marks from the hunts on the notice board are trouble enough, but I hear there are even tougher hunts out there. The really difficult hunts don't go up on the boards at all. You can only find out about them through a clan. They must be some marks. Never hurts to keep a close eye on the notice board. At worst, you can look over your current hunts, and at best, you may find a new one. And don't forget, most every city has a board, and they all have the same bills, so it doesn't matter which one you check. There was a bonga from the Empire through here. Said he was looking for help with something. Can't for the life of me remember what, though. I do remember he said he'd be out at Westgate if you're curious about what he wanted. You can always go ask him yourself. Believe you want help with sandstorms, probably. Some paths may only be navigated on a chocobo. Not many to be sure, but they're there. You need a careful eye to spot them. There was a tremendous explosion in the west, yes? And the rains have come to Giza, yes? Of course, it had been the drive for some time. I suppose the one has nothing to do with the other, yes? I mean, yeah. I'm so glad all of our patrons can use the balcony again. Before the war, it was such a lively place, but not so since the Imperials had come. If he never does another thing for us, I'll still be grateful to our new consul. Yeah, I always like talking to Tomas just to see, like, but he kind of, I think he just says the same stuff pretty much. So, the notice board, we're going to have quite a few hunts, I think. Yep. This is Cheryl. We met her earlier, but we got to talk to her again. Sighted a great wyvern while surveying the Jensen Sand Sea. Left unchecked, it could pose a threat to Rabanastre. Fell it in my stead. She's in the weapon shop, right? Yeah. Yeah, this is where most the quests really open up, and it gets kind of crazy. So you saw my bill for the Wyvern Lorn, did you? I can't speak English. Most days I stay in Rabanastre patrolling the shops and markets, but not long back I was dispatched to make a survey of the outlying desert. Agree to the hunt and I'll tell you what I know. That's your prerogative. If you have a change of heart, you know where to find me. Now then, where was I? Our orders led us to the Westerstand, and further west into the Sand Sea. We just arrived at the western edge of the Namyansa Sand Sea, when we saw it in the sky, the Wyvern Lord. It didn't worry the others, but it certainly worried me. What if that worm were to attack Rabanastre, I thought. I informed the commander of my concerns. He dismissed it as a bad case of nerves, saying even if it did attack, the watch would soon stop it. Most like the city would be safe, I'll give him that, but doesn't mean there wouldn't be casualties. I may be Arcadian, but I care about Rabanastre. That's why I posted this bill against my own purse. It's got naught to do with the Empire. I want you to slay that lord for me. It is pretty far away, though. I honestly, I mean, not to, give props to the Empire. I don't think it would be a big deal. Like, I feel like it's not an issue. The amount of distance we had to cover was crazy. So to think that it would come to Rabanastre specifically, I mean, I just don't see it. People still seem to think pretty well of Vane. If things really start getting better, you think we should cut him some slack? That strange man that came through here, the one with the scar on his forehead and the ratty beard? Wonder what became of him. Saw a squad of guards heading in through the south gate. Soaked to the skin they were. Must be the rains down in Giza. I wonder if there's any truth to the rumor that Vane's going back to Arcadia. I heard there were some sick people at the village in the Estersand. They can't even leave their homes. Wish I could do something to help. Yeah, once you have the NPCs talking about these quests, they're available. It's the rains down in Giza again. How can I tell? By the puddles the travelers leave. All those roly-polies down in Giza Plains disappear when the rains come. The people? Yeah, they leave too. There's a great sandstorm in the northern part of the Westerstand. The winds are so strong you can't even stand, much less walk. You can scarcely see for all the sand, but you can hear. There's a terrible cry riding on that wind. Best to keep well away, if you ask me. Hey, Vaughn. Sure haven't seen you around much lately. Off having fun without the rest of us? Would you like to buy a map, Kupo? Yeah. A fine purchase, Kupo. You won't regret it. Moogle's honor. I actually didn't realize I could do that. I don't know if I've ever bought a map of the Westerstand. I mean, I bought it, but like... Yeah, I mean, yeah. Worm's Nest. Sure. Did you hear? Did you hear? My friend down in Lowtown saw a ghost. There was a great explosion in the west. Some are saying it was the Imperial fleet sinking from the sky. Alright. I think there's something I can do over here. Yeah, this guy. I can't get her out of my head. Who? That Viera. That's who. She's all I've ever dreamed of. Hey, been a long time, huh? It's me, Jin, from Giza Plains, remember? It's the rains now, so we've all left the village. Not a soul left there. I thought I saw some people coming up from Osmone Plain when we was leaving. I wonder if they know the village is empty. Jin's here, but I heard they went to the mountains. I guess Jin did. What? Vane's going back to Arcadia? Shucks. I never got to run into him even once. The Empire dispatched a natural philosopher here to look into something or the other. He tried asking me some questions, but I won't have any part of it. He's probably still over at Westgate trying to figure out what to do next. So he's, the philosopher's going to be the guy that gets us here, I want to say. The Worm's Nest. That's going to be important. And we can go to the Gareth, but I will say an impressive amount of the map opens up here, which I think is really fun to kind of peruse through. I went the wrong way, so I'm just going to go to the bazaar. Is the city not wonderful? I still lose my way on occasion, but I have come to know some of her walks and alleyways. But the land, I cannot hear it. Should this not trouble me as a Viera? No, don't be silly. I am glad you think so. I sometimes worry that a true Viera would not have such difficulty finding her way. I wonder if my sister had such doubts when first she left the wood. I pay no mind to my mutterings. Pray, speak with me again soon. I think I can do it now. I could have sworn this is the moment where I can, like, get them both together. Unless he's talking about Fran. I don't remember. I feel like it was a whole thing where we can, I don't know, like, we can actually connect them. Maybe not. Let's find out. I'll go back one more time. Oh, that's weird. Cool. My, my computer freaked out a little bit. It started pulling up, like, the file explorer. I was like, I don't need access to that right now. I need access to the video game, man. Crazy. Let's go to Westgate. Kind of a bummer, but let's just go to Westgate. There's a cavern out there what's filled with fiendishly strong creatures, and I hear someone's found a new way inside, deeper than any have been. I'll wager whoever said nothing venture, nothing gain never ventured into a pit like that, eh? The Damasco Wester sand can be harsh, boy. Get a good sandstorm stirred up, you can't hardly see your hand in front of your face. What's worse, elementals favor the storms, and you don't want to tangle with one of those, so be sure to mind the weather before heading out. Times I wish I could just ride off on a chocobo. Okay, they're all saying the same stuff. This is the guy. Rimzat. Ha! I have been waiting for some time. You see, I am in need of assistance. Please, hear my words. I have been sent from Arcadia to study the sandstorms of the Damasco Wester sand, but the storm's violence makes such study impossible. There is a place in the desert, at the end of a long trail, that winds to the north. Mayhap you know it? That is the site of my study. But before the wrath of such a storm, I can do nothing. That is why I seek help. Will you help me? Yeah. Thank you, my friend. I have made no progress on my own. I would like you to start by gathering information within Rabanastre. My own inquiries have yielded little. There is only one man who knows more than he will say. He sits atop the fountain in the plaza. He does not care for the Empire, so he will tell me nothing. Perhaps you will have better luck? I will be waiting to hear what you find. Cool. So we started that. Definitely the start of many threads throughout this game. That's where we're at. And we're going to unravel all of them, with the exception of the Gareth right now. Have you been to the village in the XII? It's on the banks of the river Nebra, should you fancy a visit. On the far side of the XII, you'll find Nalbina Fortress. That's where His Majesty was assassinated. Sometimes I wonder what things would be like now if only he were still alive. I'm sure they'd let you ride one of their precious chocobos. Well, if you do hire one, here's some friendly advice. A chocobo can sprint every now and again, but they'll soon tire, and they'll not let you ride them long, so be sure to make most of your time. Before the war, this place bustled with travelers and merchants going about their business, but look at it now. We should actually look at our gambits. What are they now? That's fine. Actually, we're gonna, since we're doing things that we kind of know about already, well, times 4. It's funny because now we can kill the wild saurian without issue. I mean, it's still tough, but like not that tough. These travelers from Arcades are a real handful. They were complaining the wash tub is too small. They should be grateful we have a wash tub. Ah well. I'm ready to get back to the village and rest, but my replacement still hasn't gotten here. What's taking him so long? Fun? What fun is there in a trip through this sand and heat? I'm going home, and not to the capital. Home for good. Looking for the Gareth, are you? You may want to go back to Rabanastre and leave for Giza by the south gate. From Giza, head south to reach Jahara. Arguably, we can make it here to Giza Plains through here. It's actually not that big of a deal. Alrighty. Just kind of rolling through all the enemies. Honestly, this experience means nothing. The LP is decent. It's neck bit. Ah, we just couldn't steal. What a shame. Oh, we inflicted sap. That's fun. I keep on just like seeing if we can trigger that rare game here. But we seem to not have any luck. I'm gonna just kill all the hostile enemies and see if it does anything. It could, like maybe. Pile of iron scraps, very fun. Yeah, there's a. I think it's like I think it's called Greedon. It's supposed to like show up here. Like eventually. Just trying to figure out how to make that happen. Huh. The boat's there. That means that we can cross. Huh. I might actually have to look up how to get Greedon to spawn, because it's just been unlucky. I thought if I like killed everything and then like exited and re-entered, right? Like it would cause like a chance to appear, which maybe it does. I just don't remember the requirements. Honestly, I'm a little bit loose on all the requirements for a rare game, because oftentimes it just appeared because I would play so much and it would just show up. And I know a lot of them require very specific things. It's like kill this enemy, don't kill this enemy, like, you know, basically make the area very nice for the rare game to appear. I don't even know. Maybe because I killed the XII, it doesn't want to show up anymore. It's always a possibility. We'll figure it out. But either way, let's head to the camp. What's keeping the menfolk on the north bank, eh? I can't stand watch on my own here forever. What if brigands made for the village? We wouldn't stand a chance. Our village straddles the river Nebra. We offer desert travelers passage across, for but a small fee. The ferry is crossed to the north shore. I worry it is too long gone. It's literally right there, dude. Okay, I think they're all just saying what they've said before. I was walking the riverbank when I saw it. A boat set adrift from the north bank. Of course, I told everyone as soon as I could. No good can come of this. There's trouble on the north bank, I'm sure of it. I wish Dontra were here, but I know he can't leave the outpost unwatched. This is definitely my dad's boat. But where's my dad? Something bad must have happened. I'm crossing the north bank to see what's going on. I know how to pilot the boat, and there's no point in waiting around here worrying. Nonsense. Watching your father pilot the boat and doing it yourself are two different things. The river's dangerous, my boy. But what if my dad's in trouble? After him, there's no one that even knows how to pilot the boat except me. Yes, but even if you make it across the river, who knows what you'll find once you're there? I'm sorry, but it's simply too dangerous. But my dad. What if he went with Tigri? He hunted the flowering cactoid for Dontro. He must know how to defend himself. That is true. What do you say, boy? Will you do this for our village? Will you go with Tigri to see what's happening on the north bank? Yeah, I'm down. You just gotta. I'll pilot the boat. What do you say? Thanks. What are we waiting for? Thank you, boy. Look after Tigri for us. And you, Tigri. You be careful. The river will swallow the lot of you if you're not. That's fair. I hope he's careful. Look over there. Are those cactoids? They must have attacked the north bank. What are we gonna do? Wait, there's my dad. And everyone else too. I don't like the look of this one bit. Seems like they're holding them hostage. But what would cactoids want with hostages? I don't believe it. The cactoids all up and left. Now's our chance to go help my dad. No going back now. I think... Oh no, we can't leave. I was gonna say, it would be funny if we just like up and left. We're just like, I know we can help, but also we could just leave. I wonder where those cactoids have gone off to. If we were smart, we'd turn tail and run before they got back, but where would we go? Well, South Bank. The cactoids have been running us ragged ever since they took us captive. One point, some Marlboros had us cornered in the Salika wood. I closed my eyes knowing it was the end, and all I could see was the face of my mother, rest her soul. Damn those cactoids. What do they want with us? Maybe I should go ask Ruxel. He's the one been taking orders from their leader. Those cactoids marched us all over the place. They had us running for our lives from Marlboros in the Salika wood. I was sure we were done for. I'm so glad you're alright. We didn't know what had happened to you. Quite a tale, that one. And you've some tales of your own piloting the boat all by yourself. I knew you'd got the river in your blood. The others said it was too dangerous, but I knew I could handle it. But what about the cactoids? They ran off for good, right? You can only hope so. Still, they're a prickly lot. Can't imagine they'd give up that easily. Well, what's that? It's a flower. That is the leader of the cactoids. Hey, Prickly Pants. Who do you think you are kidnapping my dad? Stay back, Tigri. They're just trying to find their son. Find their son? You mean they're related? That's right. They're a cactoid family. The eldest son, Dran, went missing, and they set out to find him. They came to our village along the way. Nothing but bad news, this Dran. He's part of a cactoid clan, terrorizing the desert. There's even a bounty on his head. This one here is the matriarch of the family. She's been searching high and low for him. Wants to bring him back home and set him straight. But they couldn't find Dran anywhere in Dalmasca. That's why they needed us. She forced us to guide them in the lands beyond the desert. The Mosferan High Waste, the Salika Wood, even the Necrohall of Nabudis. I'd given up hope of ever making it back. And after all that, we still couldn't find him. So they brought us back here for now. But who knows where they'll drag us off again. So there's a bounty on this Dran, huh? You have any idea where he might be? Well, we might have taken that bounty. I don't think he's to the north of the river. We must have looked under every stone between here and Arcadia. As for the South Bank, well, we weren't about to lead the cactoids there and get you and the others mixed up in this too. So that's why you set the boat adrift. Keep them from making the crossing. I never figured on you coming to rescue me, but there's no time for that now. We'll keep them busy while you search the South Bank for Dran. Right, just leave it to us. Let's get going. I don't understand. Why would the cactoids invade the village? They're usually harmless enough. Their son, you say? Then we must find him. But the desert is huge. Where would we even begin? Wait, if this cactoid's been causing as much trouble as they say, someone must have posted a bill for him. Unless... The bill Dontro posted. You hunted that cactoid, didn't you? You don't think. Of course. The cactoid you hunted must have been their son. Hunted and made into medicine. We'll never be able to return him now. What, the flower? Why, I boiled it and threw it away behind the house. Low moaning. Your moans of pain from within the house. Love that. Alright, well, we got their son back. Sorta. I don't know how that works. You found the cactoid. What? You didn't? You hunted the other one, but this one looks just like that one, huh? Well, none of this makes much sense to me, but I guess we don't have much choice, huh? His family is waiting. Let's get him over to the North Bank. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get him back to his family. Hey, we found your son for you. Now let my dad go. I don't know. You think they're buying it? Looks like they are to me. Look at them go. Guess they're going to take him in after all. A patch of wormfire shot. That actually could be really good. I think it does do fire damage, though. I don't know if I can do wormfire shot. It feels weird. An enormous worm chased me through the Wester Sand, but I gave it the slip, I did. There's no place. This is no place for the unprepared, Kupo. Would you like to buy a map? I could not possibly afford that. So long, Kupo. My friends had just been married when this cactoid business separated them. I'm so happy to see them back together. Hopefully the village will see more travelers again. Travelers bring talk, news from the world beyond the sands. Does it put food on our plates? No, but it's pleasant all the same. I like to think of our experience with the cactoids as a positive one. After all, I may never have set foot outside the desert if not for them. That's pretty positive. I need to make the crossing, but I haven't the gil. Charging good money to ride in that dingy. Just steal my coin pouch and be done with it. Now that the cactoids are gone, my mom said I can play outside again. There's really no save point here. That's crazy. Yeah, so this normally costs money, but it's free because we kind of reunited everyone. I think you can even, yeah. Oh, wait, no. I don't want to do that. You can even, like, skip the cutscene. Alright. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little quest because it's a very non-violent one, right? Oh, Sky Pirate's Den. What do we get? Oh, this. Selling over 1,000 pieces of loot. Felling 500 foes. Acquiring 100,000 gil. 50 chain. That's good. That's cool. What do we even have for bestiary? Barheem Passage? I guess we haven't read up on this. Being an avian possessed of clawed hands and a deep purple hue as though 'twere cut from the dark cloth of night. From the records of the naturalist Merlots, liveth they in the dark places, feeding on the life humors of other monstrosities. It is known to modern natural philosophers that they are not guided through the black by the devil's hand, as was once suggested, but instead that they employ a cry of such high pitch that it is as silence to human ears, and by its echoing do they navigate with uncanny precision. It is a peculiarity of their ilk that they often hunt in packs. Whence comes our common expression, wings of leather flock together. Airships. Airborne craft, developed by Mughals centuries ago. They float by the power of skystone, and are given direction and speed by means of propeller, or glossaire ring. Currently, they are one of the most popular forms of transport in Ivalice, and the sky routes are comfortably the busiest of the highways, linking the major cities. Airships range in size from private yachts to giant military warcraft, unable to fly in yacht, where skystone is ineffective. Got a mimic? Being an insectoid with 4 sharpened limbs and a hard metallic shell, preferring to feast upon brains of high intellect, whereby they may improve their own faculties. By arranging their own carapaces to resemble a coffer, they wait for unwitting prey to open them, thereby proving some modicum of intelligence and thus suitability for consumption. It is most often humans, racked with base greed, who fall prey to this simple but efficacious ruse, which in turn has made humans the mainstay of the mimic's diet. Tiny mimic. The wandering nature of these creatures has been attributed to their apparent predilection for hunting prey of high intelligence. From their diet of nature's intelligentsia, they receive nutrients to aid their own development, and it so follows that fledglings are often vapid and dull. Some strains, however, such as the tiny bug, never leave the larval stage, and so die as poor of wit as they were when they were born. I should think you know by now that arrows, shot, and the like are prized commodity in these parts, eh? Most of them, you see, must be imported from other lands. We've none but ourselves to blame, mind you. If only there were a few more people here with the skill to craft them. Aye, that's why you'll be going to the bazaar for your munitions. Bring some scales or fangs and you'll get what you need. Battery mimic. What strange manner of creature to so readily absorb the crackling power of electricity? Having absorbed an appropriate amount of nourishment from their feasts of lightning, they discharge spectacularly, this being their primary form of excretion. Foregoing food of substance, their lifespan is pitifully short. Witness the marksman. You'll find that the steadiest of arms and truest of aims belong to the most cautiously coward fellows of the bunch. These be that they use silent shot, and like trickery to make sure that when one killing shot misses its mark, it draws no unfriendly attention. Just between you and me, I found through plentiful study that this shot be made with magical processes of a most special variety, requiring darkness trapped within a certain kind of scale. A scale! Tiny battery. Gaze upon the larval form of the battery mimic, and despair. Racked with hunger from the moment of birth, every moment of these poor creatures' lives is spent in pursuit of sustenance. Technically, they can be considered to be in a constant state of starvation until maturity, and are prone to attack any perceived obstruction to their feeding. On rare occasions, a tiny battery possessing a modicum of intellect is born. Theories that these gifted grubs become queens have gained some following as of late. When things want crafting, a rock what's got magic in it, even a sniff, is the order of the day. Now you don't need to know what to do with it, but you do need to know this. Adventurers need society just like society needs adventurers. What's that got to do with the price of potions, Laro? I hear you ask. Well, them very same stones that you adventurers earn an honest gil flogging at market just happen to make the world go round too. Simple as that. How'd you know my name anyways? Skull Defender. Being the corpse of a fallen warrior, plated in armor of pale bronze. Brave and eager for battle and life, they continue to lust for war and undeath. From their preferred haunts of man-made caves and mines, some Skull Defenders are thought to be fallen hunters, slain in their quest for a mark. Rumor has it that the island nations to the west lack the iron to make decent quality fishing goods. Apparently they use one grade of iron for the weapons they export, and a cheaper grade for the goods they use in their everyday lives. Seems to me they could lower the quality of their iron swords and solve the problem, but I think they've too much pride for that. Flan. Being an amorph, coated in slime, its eyes and mouth having a most evil aspect. They know no distinction of sex, instead absorbing prey until enough bulk has been gleaned, whereupon they divide their mass, creating offspring in this manner. Recent research has shown striking similarities in the magical ordering of these creatures with the ordering seen in naturally occurring mist, leading some to believe that their generation is tied to mist at a fundamental level. The Iron Stomach, a guild of tasters known for its rosters of legendary chefs, has announced a new dessert. This is actually referenced in another one too, it's kind of fun. Called flan, after the creature of the same name, and fashioned to look much like its namesake. Its popularity is rising as a hunter's treat. In an astonishing example of creature influencing creature, it has become common practice to refer to the darkened region near the flan's head as caramel, a truer sign of the dessert's popularity than any of its creators could have hoped for. Spectre. Oh, we have one to go? That's sad. The shapeless emotion of fear, coalesced and made manifest by magics. Fear remains in traces for a time, where men have been slaughtered, and is there in Akeldama, where specters are known to arise. As their bodies are composed of little more than fear itself, other emotions are anathema to them, and liable to incite attack. In defense of their very substance, they will rend their victim's soul from its bodily cage, leaving naught behind but fear. Thus are new specters born. Skeleton. Many are those who bear burdens through life, and fail to relinquish them at the moment of death. Weighted down, they attain not heaven, but are cast aside to wander the land as skeletons. Robbed of the pardon of flesh, they are cursed to walk for eons, till their very bones are reduced to ash. Only when they are undone and gone from this world, and nothing remains to bear that which they should have not have borne, will they permit themselves eternal sleep. Bizarre goods. Loot from monsters and the like are crafted into articles fit for sale. Some of these are little more than refinements on the base materials. Others require crystals, concoctions, and alchemy to produce. Few require too much skill or effort though, making crafted articles a common sight at market, their quality, if not quite their appearance, being hardly distinguishable from that of regularly produced goods. If one is lucky, one might find some articles selling for below the going rate. There's a zombie. Being a corpse exhumed bound by foul magics, and enslaved, the corruption of the flesh is advanced, its stench both rank and cloying withal. As exposed to the sun's rays speeds this decay, they are oft conditioned for nocturnal activity. Perhaps due to this, they seem to shun even the lesser light of candles. Mist. Naturally occurring energy found in almost all regions of the world, affecting all living things, the climate, and even the land itself. Magic is but one of the diverse methods of harnessing the power of mist, the most common being via its controlled release from magicite, an ore known to hold high concentrations of condensed mist within its crystalline structure. For larger effects, a greater amount of mist is required, making particularly rich magicite a valuable commodity. There are marked regional differences in the amount of mist contained in the atmosphere and soil. While typically invisible to the naked eye, high densities of mist will occasionally manifest in very visible phenomena. The highest concentrations of mist can even do damage, leading to over rapid changes in the environment and violent behavior among animals and those more sensitive to the mist's effects. AKA what happened to Fran. There's a Sarion there. Oh, we haven't fought too many of these. Being a carnivorous beast commonly dwelling near shallow bodies of water, though their feet lack the webbing of other aquatic creatures, the fins on their tails can be threshed in a sideways manner, propelling them with frightening celerity. Their horns being used to contest dominance over females and determining standing in the herd by virtue of length. Such with smaller horns learn swiftly to keep out of harm's way. While they are normally quite docile during the mating season, they can be easily agitated and attack a sudden with a great whooping cry. So yeah, I want to go through these periodically. We're probably good for that. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it here for now. When we come back, we will probably head north. We got to go to the Broken Sands and get some stuff for the sick traveler, but we'll see from there. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time.